俄羅斯入侵烏克蘭接近5個月，唔少烏克蘭婦女帶住小朋友逃離到鄰國，而羅馬尼亞就係接收難民數字排名第2多嘅國家。本報記者之前去咗羅馬尼亞探訪當地服侍烏克蘭難民嘅教會同機構。位於羅馬尼亞西北部實標城郊嘅 Consistory of the Evangelical Church 退修所，而家接待咗10幾名難民。退修所負責人 Bettina 牧師5個月之前先至入職，佢冇諗過第一批接待嘅客人就係呢一班嚟自烏克蘭嘅難民。
My first problem was I cannot speak the language. What am I doing now? But the first thing I did, I hugged them. I hugged them. Yes, and I thought there is a language everybody speaks. It's the heart language, from heart to heart, from soul to soul. Because the people who are coming here, they don't know each other. They are coming from one country, they have the same problem, but maybe I can help them being a group. I can gather them to do something together. And so, little by little, the people became open, and we speak a lot.
喺羅馬尼亞另一個城市 Cluj， 當地嘅青年使命團 Wyrom 喺戰爭爆發後就預計到將會有大量難民湧入，所以喺事前都做咗唔少準備嘅工作。
I remember just like the first 2 weeks were crazy. We were just crying and working and hugging people and comforting and cleaning and preparing. He received a call from a pastor. He said, I have this mother and child, 1 year old. It's in Chisinau, in Republic of Moldova. They succeeded to run up to that point, but they cannot come. We would love to bring them to Cluj, to you guys. So he comes to me, can you go and get her? I was like, of course. I mean, you know, it was like 14 hours drive, you know, just so you don't even. Yeah, we were able to do anything.
Wyrom 而家為難民提供14個單位，負責為難民準備物資嘅童工 Tabita 會為佢哋添置家居用品同提供膳食，仲會每星期2次去探望佢哋。
I cannot say that it's been easy. It's been hard physically, emotionally, psychologically, at all levels. It's been hard. In the same time, I feel that I've experienced God in a deeper level. I experience how He gives us strength when we don't have any. He's the one that gives us strength to continue and to serve and to love people. And yeah, also loving people in a new way. I do believe that God can transform every bad thing into something new and beautiful. And I think that just the fact that some of them see God in this season, it's a huge a blessing and privilege to experience this and to be a part of what God is doing in their life. And as I said, I'm grateful for this, and I'm grateful for the friendships I make with them.
You know, people will say, oh, Romanians are very hospitable, but we wouldn't really, because we know all the, you know, everybody knows
not the nice side of the country.
Yeah, all the, you know, dark side, I would say. But now, I mean, Romanians were flooding to the borders. After the government organized himself, the Romanian government organized itself. I mean, there were thousands of like normal Romanians. They just put themselves in a car and drove to the border to get 4 Ukrainians. I mean, transport companies, they would make money out of, just driving people for money. But no, they would just drive for free to the borders, just and they went up there to the borders. They put up corners for children, like they dressed up in clowns and they gave out toys to the Ukrainian kids as they were coming in. They played silly, just to make them to pull a smile onto their faces. It was very hard. There were like cold days, and they were standing in lines like for 20 hours. And the Romanians, what they did, they talked with the border people. There was this fence, and the Ukrainians were like clogged in their side of the border, and the Romanians, they put out some charts and they filled them with blankets and with hot tea and with food, and they entered Ukraine on I don't know how that worked. On this other side, they just drove over this fence. Blankets for children, milk for the kids, food, they're just, and that's amazing, So I was proud to be Romanian. In those days, I was like, yes, I'm proud to be Romanian.
除咗一班羅馬尼亞本地嘅同工，仲有本身喺烏克蘭服侍嘅美國夫婦 Ben 同 Angela。佢哋因住戰爭帶住3個小朋友逃到羅馬尼亞。
So we had a number of our staff stayed in Kiev, and then from that day, kind of their focus became helping in any way they could, I would say. But mostly at the early stage, I think it was handing out food and kind of offering some hope to people.
At the very early stages is when Kiev was surrounded. Part of it was just like staying lights off at night and make sure that they weren't a target for bombs. They were creating bomb shelters for people and helping people to come to like where it was maybe a bit safer. Also helping people get out. That was a big focus at the beginning, and then they started driving people to the borders and trying to arrange buses and vans. There's a lot of really amazing things happening in Ukraine right now. Churches are uniting, people's hearts are open. Lots of people who would never have gone to a church now are seeking for purpose and meaning, and their life may end tomorrow, so they want to figure out what to do, right, with that. And in the past, I would have said, if you asked me what's the Christian church like in Ukraine, I would have said very denominational, but now it's just, you believe in Jesus, let's run a camp together for these kids. Pastors are like, let's cancel services so we can serve these people and provide bedding in our church, It really is incredible to see the unity that's come in the church.
I think there was about 15 different churches from the broad perspective, and day one, I think it was literally the day the war started, they all met and said, we're going to open our churches 4 beds for people going west. I don't know if they were Orthodox, but all the way from very charismatic to very, very head covering conservative. And they're just working together. And so their churches really worked incredibly well together to help.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that in my lifetime either.
No,
but it's been really cool.
I've never felt like I have. So, yeah.
Is that we have this Bible school that runs 9 months. During COVID, it had to go online. So we did Aqueduct online. You can go through the whole Bible in 2 years. And the day the war started, we were still running Aqueduct. And we said to the students, okay, obviously there's a war, so we're kind of done with Aqueduct. And they were like, please don't stop. And one of the girls said to us, everybody is taking care of our physical needs, but people have forgotten we still have spiritual needs. So we just really appreciate it if you keep running Aqueduct. And so we still have 15 people that come online. I don't know if our ministry will change because there is still a spiritual need for discipleship, which is really where our heart's focus is at. But I think that there will be an expansion. The humanitarian work we're going to have to keep doing.
But churches really have stepped up always I thought, like, you hear all these stories about the early church when there was a plague. The Christians would go into the city and nurse and help people. And I think this is like, in my lifetime, this is the moment that I've really seen the church say, this is not okay, and we're going to help in whatever way we can.